Hey guys, good morning. I'm in Port Angeles. I keep wanting to say Port Orford, which is Oregon. This is Port Angeles, Washington. And to be real honest with you, I was kind of hoping to see quaint little seaside towns on the Olympic Peninsula. And I haven't come across one yet. Maybe there are some further up the road. I guess we'll see. Anyway, I was going to go up into the national park to see the hot springs today, the natural hot springs, but I got kind of a late start. I was on the phone with my sister for a couple of hours this morning, and it's just not in the cards today. So, changed my mind, and now I am headed further to go to the Hoh Rainforest in the Olympic National Park, and that is home of the Hall of Mosses, which sounds great to me because I love moss. And there are a couple of spots in the National Forest right near there where I hope to be able to stay, and hopefully they're not too muddy, but it's a rainforest, so I don't know. We'll see. And yeah, so it's going to take about 2 hours to get there, and we'll see what else we can find along the way. There are a lot of little roadside stands where they make wood carvings of Sasquatch, which is kind of what I would expect to be here. It's pretty cool. I was going to say about the weather here is it doesn't pour, not so far. It's like a light rain, and sort of off and on all day long, and then little peaks of sunshine. Sometimes the sun comes out while it's raining, and it doesn't bother me so much. I kind of like the rain. It makes everything seem fresh. Lots of big semis full of old growth timber, which makes me a little bit sad. Yeah, so that's the weather on the Olympic Peninsula. Lots of clouds and rain. I'm at Lake Crescent in the Olympic National Park, and this is the second deepest lake in all of the state of Washington. The official depth of the lake is 624 feet deep, but the locals have reported for decades that the lake is more like 1,000 feet deep. So regardless, it's beautiful, and on a day like today, the color won't quite shine through. It's known for its brilliant blue-green color because of a lack of nitrogen in the water. On a foggy, cloudy, rainy day like this, it's not going to come across, but still gorgeous. It's getting a little chilly, so I put on my It's a cold rain, but I don't mind. So I mentioned the color and the lack of nitrogen in the water. So that lack of nitrogen inhibits algae growth, and that's what makes this water crystal clear and so blue and brilliant. I'll show you. I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but this gets deep very quickly. It just drops right off, and just from here I could probably see the bottom 16 feet deep, maybe, something like that. It's pretty amazing. So this lake was formed in the last ice age when glaciers came through and scraped a giant crevice. And but at that time it was just a valley. And then 8,000 years ago, Mount Olympus, which is not too far from here, there was a huge landslide, and it blocked off the Indian Creek that ran through this valley, and that landslide created this beautiful lake. It filled up with water, And this is what we have now. So this is, I think, one of the wider spots in the lake. But the lake actually goes quite a ways that way around that mountain. It's just significantly thinner part of the lake. But this is a beautiful, beautiful place. Hey guys, so I came down a little trail through the trees, and maybe you can get a better appreciation of the clarity and the color of this water. Look at that. It's like the Blue Lagoon. I'm in Forks, Washington, and I'm on a trail through the rainforest. Can you tell I'm in a rainforest? Look at all this moss. Check that out. Everything is covered in moss. So this is just a little trail next to the Visitors Center or Chamber of Commerce in Forks. And yeah, the air is different, you know. The smell's different. The earth is very spongy here. Wet, obviously. It smells good. I don't want to go too far into the forest, because it's now late afternoon and I think this trail goes pretty far back into the forest. And it's still raining and the paths don't look all that well maintained. And I am not wearing a hiking shoe. I'm wearing some Vans. Those aren't known for hiking. So there were a ton of people over by the visitor center, and that's why I came back here first. The reason why this place is popular is well, the national park, obviously, but also Twilight was filmed here. The vampire series. Never saw a minute of any of them, but I'm aware of them because they were it was just everywhere for a few years. But people come from all over the place just because of that. I just heard some people speaking German and then some other people speaking another language. I had no idea what it was. So people come from all over the world to visit the place where they filmed Twilight. So originally, this area's economy was based basically on the timber industry, and that's been on the decline for, I think, decades. And now, it's mostly based off of tourism, I believe. Wow, look at this thing. That was massive. All these little trees growing out of the sides. Impressive. Look at the beautiful ferns. So because the earth here in the rainforest is so nutrient dense and rich, the trees, the root systems get stunted because they don't need to grow very far in for water or nutrients like other areas. The root systems stay fairly shallow, and so it's very common for them to fall in windstorms and things. But you'd still see your share of really giant trees like this one. That one looks similar to some of the redwoods I saw back in California. So this is one of those trees I was speaking of that they fall because they don't have a substantial root system, but then look at all the life that continues to grow once the tree has fallen. It's amazing. So it looks like somebody may have had a little shelter built here, and they left a chair, a little folding chair, and it's now covered in moss. This is the Loggers Memorial, and these are all names of people who died in work-related injuries just in this area. Most of these people were, a lot of them were in their 20s. That says, even if it kills them. So Forks is a pilgrimage site for Twilight fans. And you would think it'd be just younger people, but it really isn't. It's people my age and older, a lot of them. Now this is pretty amazing. Look at this. Well, just to have a phone booth is pretty amazing. You don't see that anymore. I don't think it works. But this I love. It's got a shaggy little hairdo. So I guess there's a big Twilight Festival going on soon, like this weekend coming up, and it requires, passes and tickets that you have to buy. But I might just, if I'm in the area, I'm gonna just be a, bystander and watch all the interesting things that happen around here for the Twilight Festival. Well, there it is. It's the Forever Twilight Festival in Forks, home of Twilight. September 13th through 16th. Well, aren't I lucky? Ooh, the sun finally came out, but it's still raining a little bit. It truly is a rainforest here. So I came to this little park, Tillicum Park. I felt like I needed to enjoy the sun a little bit because who knows the next time I'm going to see the sun. I may have to wait until Arizona. Thank you for coming along with me today, hanging out in Forks and the Olympic Peninsula, and more adventures tomorrow. And I'll see you down the road.